Yamaha's MT-15 needs no introduction, right? This is the street-naked version of the ever-popular R15. And after that Fed motorcycle received a few updates recently with the introduction of version 4.0, it was only a matter of time before Yamaha updated the MT-15. This is the MT-15 version 2.0, and we are here to find out what the updates bring to the table. One of the biggest updates that the Yamaha R15 version 4.0 got was the USD fork, and we are glad to see that the MT-15 version 2.0 gets the same unit. In fact, unlike the previous MT-15 that got the lesser cousin treatment by way of being fitted with a cheaper box section swing arm, the latest version of the MT-15 gets the same aluminum swing arm as on the R15 version 4. These two changes, along with a 10 mm reduction in wheelbase, have brought about notable improvements in the way this motorcycle rides and handles. The suspension is set on the stiffer side and it lets you know of every bump and pothole on the road. But the trade-off comes in the form of better feel and feedback from the front end. This motorcycle is a lot more communicative and enjoyable in the corners compared to the previous MT-15. Because unlike the previous bike that felt a tad nervous when pushed hard, the version 2.0 is more planted at similar speeds. Even quick direction changes are dispatched with more sure-footedness than before. These improvements in handling are worth the price of putting up with a slightly stiffer ride in my books. In fact, one of the most likable aspects about this little Yamaha is the way it negotiates city traffic. The sharp steering, tight turning radius, and the extra leverage provided by the wide handlebar all result in a motorcycle that's super reactive to inputs. This in turn makes the MT-15 a fun little tool to cut through traffic. And complementing the MT-15's on its toes nature is the BS6 engine with its performance and tractability. What I really like about this engine is its incredible refinement. It remains smooth almost throughout the rev range with barely any buzz creeping in through the handlebar or the foot pegs as you approach the red line. Speaking of, you don't really need to visit that side of the rev range when you're riding in the city. Because this motorcycle gets a bigger rest pocket compared to the R15, it's geared in such a way that you can ride this motorcycle in 4th gear at 20 kph. In fact, it's this level of tractability that explains the superb fuel economy that this motorcycle offers in the city. For a 155cc liquid-cooled 4-valve engine inclined towards performance, delivering over 50 kpl in the city is fantastic and the kind of fuel efficiency that'll keep your wallet smiling at the pumps given today's insane fuel rates. The fuel economy climbs to 56 kpl on the highway, which again is a decent number. The best part is that these fuel economy figures are better than what the BS4 bike achieved. However, the bump in fuel efficiency has come at a minor expense of performance. The MT-15 version 2.0's engine makes slightly less power than the BS4 bike. However, peak torque has gone up by 0.2 Nm. Also, the bike's curb weight has risen by 1 kg. Now compared to the R15 version 4, the MT-15 is a smidgen quicker to 60 kph. But in the run up to 100 kph, the R15 is about half a second quicker. All said, the gearing is so skewed towards riding in the city that the engine sounds busy on the highway, with the revs sitting at 8000 rpm at 100 kph. The top speed is expectedly lower than the R15 at around the 130 kph mark, but you'll feel the performance tapering off as you cross 120 kph. So, if you were thinking of using this motorcycle for long highway trips, be prepared to put up with a busy sounding engine. Although it doesn't feel too stressed and the vibrations are far from being bothersome. Moving on to the other updates on the MT-15, its reverse LCD instrument cluster now features Bluetooth connectivity and displays incoming as well as missed call alerts, SMS and email notifications as well as phone battery level. I also like the visual improvements that have been made. While the body panels are exactly the same as before, the introduction of new colorways have enhanced the appearance of the MT-15 and how. Our test bike is wearing the cyan blue color and it looks pretty neat with the colored wheels adding to the effect. If you find this looks gaudy, the MT-15 is available in relatively subtle colors as well. Overall, the MT-15 looks much better in these new colors, but I wish Yamaha paid more attention to quality as well. Now, because Yamaha has always set such high quality standards, I wasn't expecting to see a few quality related issues with this particular test unit we've got. This indicator over here has started to work itself loose. Then you can see the finish around this area doesn't feel really premium. And the quality of the plastics over here or this mesh isn't up to the mark. But the thing that really annoys me is the placement of the horn and the indicator switches. These have been reversed and we've seen something like this in a Honda CB300 for example. So when you want to press the horn, you end up pressing the indicator switches, and it's a little bit of an issue when you want to warn somebody about your presence. So that is something that Yamaha should have changed with this update. Over and above this, I can't fathom why Yamaha still will not offer ABS at the rear. Given our poor road conditions and the propensity of riders in India to use a lot of the rear brake, a locked rear wheel under panic or emergency braking could cause one to lose control. A bike this expensive should have dual channel ABS. At the end of the day, the MT-15 version 2.0 remains a great tool to tackle the hustle and bustle of the city. It is actually a lot of fun to ride, and while it costs a little bit more money than the previous MT-15, I think it's a price that's justified. At 1.6 lakh rupees, the MT-15 is 13,000 rupees dearer than the outgoing bike, but it still finds itself in a sweet spot with bikes like the KTM 125 Duke demanding 15,000 rupees more while being down on power and features. So, if you need a street naked that looks good, offers enough performance for the city, along with great fuel economy, the MT-15 remains unmatched.